What would that be used for?
Oh. So we may want to go look at that.
Okay.
Morning.
Good morning.
Morning.
Yeah.
Commissioner Knowles is gonna get his picture taken this morning.
What's that?
You're gonna get your picture taken this morning.
Yeah, I never did get down there to have that done.
Let's get that done right now.
Where would be?
Right there where you're at, it'd be fine. Actually, step a little bit closer.
Sure.
So here on my shoulder. Too bad.
You satisfied?
Yeah.
Didn't break the camera?
Yeah, you didn't smile, your eyes are open and.
What's the latest news, Mary?
It's like chronic, I'm not talking to Mike Wilson yet. But all I know, I don't know what to think about the Leavenworth County Commissioners.
Well, Pat kind of told it like it was. And I have some sense it's about the mill levy. Ray said that he would get some papers. He never got no papers to where they could only get so much, so it was back up so. That's what it's all about. They're currently giving half a mil, which is $250,000. And then Laura said they could get 2.5 mil, so they figured that up, and they said, that's what the whole thing is. Last we told them. And Ray was supposed to talk to them, and get the paperwork, and they're gonna get so much, and he never did. Anybody find mushrooms yet?
That's what I know of. How about you, do you know?
Oh, my one brother-in-law said his nephew found 2 little ones.
Oh,
So
yeah.
he walked and walked and walked and walked.
Yeah, we had a couple real warm days and then it went back to.
They said they're finding them down south around Gardner down in there. I see them advertising on Craigslist for sale. So they're coming this way.
Well, I haven't heard of anybody finding any in Missouri, and it seems like they're like always a week or two earlier.
I know Oklahoma, I mean, if you go to Oklahoma,
Yeah.
they usually work their way up this way. They're one.
And I think Fort Riley is a big hot spot for hunting, I think they usually.
I'll tell you what, me and 3 of the guys went to Fort Riley, Junction City about, I don't know, 10 or 15 years ago. I always heard about it. So we left here about 10 o'clock, got out there at noon, and we hunted till like 2 o'clock. Come in, got us a motel, showered up, ate supper, and had a couple beers. Went back the next morning till noon. We come home with 435 pounds. That's the most I've ever found in my life. And we've been back there 5 or 6 times since then, and we ain't found 4.5 pounds.
Yeah.
But that one, there was one group, there were 64 mushrooms that one group. And the trees were like this, you just had to liver crawl, and all you could see is mushrooms. We took our ATVs and went back up in that ground that we probably wasn't supposed to be in, up there at Fort Riley. Oh, mind you.
I think there was one year that, I mean, it's just, they were anywhere. Cause we found them under.
Oh, it's like one good medicine, that's enough. And my dad could eat 3 medicines a day for 2 weeks and never get sick.
They're kind of rich.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He had the Donaldson boys, and he had 4 or 5 guys he'd buy from.
Doesn't it aren't they kind of a biannual? Like you find them in one spot and then,
I'd put them in that spot for next year.
Maybe not quite as many, or maybe more.
yeah,
They go by the roots, this one,
of the trees.
yeah, usually.
I like to find them when I'm walking fence or something like that, because I'm really not out there mushroom hunting, and you find them, it's good.
That's what Tom can find them.
I know I found one, I put new mulch out one year, trying to install the flower bed and there was them around.
Tom we found them in the yard over at his home place, yes, last year, they were just out in the grass.
Yeah.
I found a big mess down in our bottom 2 years ago, that river washed that stuff up on the back of the dike. And we was down there picking up stuff, logs and stuff, and all you could just see mushroom. We found out 15, 20 pounds. We didn't ever could. Some of them is that tall, biggest ones I've ever seen in my life.
You can stand way back and see those, can't you?
Yep.
That year my dad got those mushrooms were huge and they were plentiful, you know, April 23rd, 22nd. I think it was funeral. He was mushroom heaven.
I went down to look at the Dolby Bridge. You're not making much progress. You're driving some steel. The whole bridge is still intact. So I did 2 winter tubes today, but of course that rain stuff. I haven't got a lot of time to do it yet.
That's Dolby Bridge, what's the location on?
It's south, when you go out here to the Walmart, you take a left, you stay on that,
Sherman,
Sherman Road.
Raven Hill, Sherman.
And I guess the best thing, and probably poor Mark, there was a young kid that got killed up there, right alongside the road, there's a lot of flowers and stuff like that. As soon as you see that, you take a look. Then you see the road closed sign that you can go around and get down there and look at it.
Is it off the Sherman?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
What is that road that goes back there?
I want to say 248, does that sound right?
That could be.
Very visual, if I can see it on the map.
Whose property is it by? Oh, Bulwark's is in it.
Yeah, you turn there at Albert Knowles, and I think, what's his name? Hill, lives there on the corner.
The only one I know back there is the little boy, I think he's still in his background home place.
Did he rebuild?
He may not be there, I don't know.
Is it a gravel road?
Yeah.
Sherman is paved,
Sherman's here.
but it's kind of weird because you're on River Road, but
There's
it's
not too
not
many
near
roads
the
go
river.
to, not too many roads go to the east towards the river down
Well,
there.
there's 244s,
That's it.
Okay.
or what is this one?
Oh, let's see.
244 says. And here's Wilburn, so that's where it is.
Yeah. Yeah, let's see, is this Sherman?
Mm-hmm, right here. So, yeah,
Yeah.
244 road.
Okay, I kind of know where that now. Seems like if I see it on the map, I can kind of.
Well, if you miss it and go all the way to 73, you gotta backtrack somewhere.
Bobby Rice used to own that ground and then sold to an ex-chief football player. He had it here, now the Corps of Engineers, and that's where they went down there and they put that channel down through it to raise them fish. And right there, that bridge is right there before you get to that.
Okay, I know exactly, yeah, and I know exactly where that's, I was down there a year or so ago, after they dug that channel, I was just looking around.
Walnut Creek is the main tributary.
Yeah, all comes up from the west of Missouri. That's where she was. Well, you reckon Charlie got more to ask for? Man.
Well, in the paper, it did say that now they're kind of candidates or not? I mean, the ones that won, was
About the airport?
Jack Barrett on the backfire on it, I knew that before, he just,
Yeah, he
he
said
was
he
for
did.
it, and then he seen the writing on the wall, so he switched gears, and I knew it wouldn't be 3 weeks that he'd switch gears back in favor of it.
but in the paper, I mean, it sounded like they weren't gonna go for it again.
They're gonna vote. You got Charlie Purcell vote against it, now Jack Barrett is a swing vote, Dave's for it, Reeves is for it.
Well, Dave's no longer, unless they do it before it.
No, Dave Howes.
Dave
Oh, Dave
Housen,
Housen.
he's for it. I thought he would probably be the number one vote here, but it was strictly over the airport, I think. If he would have been against the airport, I think maybe he would get it.
Which one, Housen?
He's very well probably. But Charlie knows a lot of people, I knew Charlie would get on it. I kinda thought maybe Rita Hartman would get back on track with it.
50 votes between her and, is it Bauer or no? Because Bauer got 4 years, so it was
I
not her.
heard Harlan, or yeah, it was.
Houseman, 51%.
Kind of interesting.
I thought maybe we'd bring more people out there.
People don't care them all day.
Well, it's about what, twice as much, I looked up an old story, it's about only 800 came out
Total?
the year before.
So that's about-
Yeah, so that's about double.
I will be there in about 2 minutes, yeah.
I never thought Charlie would be a political person.
I'll email Phil Craig,
Well, you could tell him that, I
then he
mean,
might be half an hour getting there, I better not do that. I need to have it right over there. Well, I would probably agree, the airport, if Atchison had some of the other problems solved, it would probably been okay. But like we got hit with the bike roads, we know Atchison doing, the airport's not gonna make Atchison do. But how are you gonna walk up to the official, a real powerful person and tell them no, in the craze? And now I've been told that Craig said, go ahead and build it, we'll pay for it. We'll pay all of it.
Well, that'd be good, you know, if they did it. That's taking it. Well, I've not been really following this, but in my head, what I've been told by people, where they're wanting to put that runway, that's a lot of land, you know, if I'm correct in my understanding. And then there's a commercial pilot that's saying, there's no way, the angle they're wanting to put that, there's no way that these jets, larger jets, are gonna handle that because of the crosswinds, you know, so, I don't know.
airplanes, I can't tell you.
Yeah.
My personal opinion on the city of Atchison, I told him, yeah, and they're big friends. Trey Coffey's gonna stay around another year or two, he's gonna have Atchison, flat ass work.
So,
He's a good resume chatter, is what he is.
Yes.
He takes a lot of credit for stuff he had nothing to do with, or else he just
so what did,
barges in.
on the news, it says that, I guess, they're gonna do 100% of their sales tax, solid waste and telecommunications, but
They're gonna give 100%?
Well-
what they're gonna do is, they're gonna spend some of that money for the trash pickup. And
Well,
that's-
what they've
Something-
done is they kind of reworded it, it's like, if they were paying,
But they-
53%, but the money that they're not giving the county, they are gonna use, they're gonna take that and spend it on their own pickup, and they're gonna say that they're spending it all on solid waste, but they're actually doing it on their own.
They're spending out the money for, yeah.
They're gonna use what they're not given.
I gotta listen to it twice before I,
Yeah.
that's his wording. He said they were gonna,
They're not giving it to where it was intentionally went.
well, to them it is. They're using it to
solid
Pick
waste.
up-
Well,
The pickup of the trash and the tipping.
well, at least that's better
Who knows where that money is?
than not
Yeah.
Well, I think that,
what they were doing
collection,
before.
they feel the heat.
Well, they were, Jerry Couplin, they were a little worried with Charlie Purdue.
I heard that too.
That,
That, well, I mean,
they're worried, I mean, 'cause,
He's gonna cause some trouble.
uh-huh,
He's
he's
gonna be more aligned with Larry Purcell, I think. And I think that's what's got him worried. That's my observation. This could be very.
Well, that's, we're done.
Yes, we can leave now.
You're done?
We just finished up.
Good.
Good. Future vote.
Gosh. What's the date?
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Minutes? I didn't see any corrections, did you, Commissioner? I am, okay.
I know, I got names.
I was actually shocked, looking at computers this week, last
Yeah.
week.
I ran downstairs and get my printer for you,
We're light on the agenda, so we have time. Sorry about that. Sorry.
That's okay, I printed them and I forgot to put them.
I cannot get them to pull up on my computer at home. Tried.
I would talk to Wes, but Wes recommended computer for me, and I never knew get it. How do you get in that CIC budget?
I haven't done a whole lot.
See, really, if you go into that CIC system, I don't know why, 'cause I got an iPad, and Mike really got into it, I mean, he really got into that CIC system. But if you've got no computer, you need some.
Well, mine's next to nothing. It's old and, it's the XP, which they don't service it anymore, so so much stuff, I think it's rejecting because it's not secured.
No. Who's the call that gets back to approve the minutes and then?
Mark, how much rain did you get last night? Did you have a gauge up? How much rain?
Three tenths.
3 gents?
Yeah, last two rains, that's all we've had.
Yeah.
I like the way it rumbles around and blew, it rained more than that, but,
I thought we were gonna have a good rain last night, the way that line was coming up.
yeah, it looked pretty impressive on the radar, but
It rained hard as house about 15 minutes and so I don't think we got maybe a tenth or two. But it rained hard there for 10 minutes. Wind blows and here comes the rain.
Our road was good, but that'll take much. Thank you.
Yeah, he didn't tell me, he was gonna call you to make an appointment.
I think you're gonna be here on 15, and you have to be here.
We know when it's coming.
The greater thing.
Right. It's out there.
So, rain.
Yeah. The paperwork,
Yeah.
the paperwork signed. Okay. Thanks.
Stewartsville, in between St. Joe and Stewartsville, Cameron,
Okay.
and then south. No, I can't remember exactly, we were trying to go, so.
Mhm.
I said, yeah, somebody was gonna take that new road brush, no, it was $16.
I better look over the minutes, did
Kirby.
anybody come up anything on that lay down machine cars, repairs, maintenance to it?
Yeah.
You got something like that? We'll wait till.
Yeah, they did get some stuff. That's why I came today, hope you had any questions.
What year machine is that?
Oh, two, I believe it was.
Is that just parts, or is that labor?
That's just parts, and that's just an estimate on parts of stuff they could see that was wore out.
Is this something we're gonna do in-house with our mechanics, or?
I'm not sure, did Brian mention if he thought they could do that, or?
He could do the external part, but it's very,
Yeah.
or carrying it apart,
I think the sprockets, it needs sprockets, and if those happen to be pressed on or something, then we can't do that.
I have no issues with that.
Entertain a motion to accept minutes for Tuesday, April 7th.
So moved.
I'll second.
Motion second, all in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Abstaining, I was not here. Any committee reports for the week?
Yeah, I had a joint communications meeting last Wednesday. Nothing much new to report. Sounds like things are going according to schedule. They're getting a lot of equipment brought into, at the water tower site for the new system that they're putting in there. They said they gotta get a crane truck in there to lift a bunch of stuff up onto the water tower, a bunch of the new equipment and antennas and things. So they've had suggestions that they shouldn't have an overhead power line running to the building, so they're kind of in discussions with that. I guess that would be a concern of severe weather, but they said it's been, you know, that's what's there, the service line into the building is overhead. Other than that, most of the talk was on their ID channels, their talk groups and that kind of thing with the, how they arrange their, ID numbers and all that stuff, so. Other than that, there wasn't anything new to report. I guess they're still on schedule about the first week of June for this room, so.
Okay.
That's all I have on that.
Mr. Chairman, I have a JCAT meeting April the 9th. KDLC is going to audit the books next month, but right now everything looks good, they're under budget as of April the 9th.
You made it.
And the breakdown of the money, Department of Affairs, is, the total is $570,707.94. Atkinson's part is $143,404. There was no discussion, well, there was a little discussion about going in and beyond, but not a lot into detail. And our next meeting is August the 20th. And I gave you some handouts on the budget for the dark green is the 2016, and the other sheet is what they kind of come up with, and they gotta cut some out. And Big Brothers Big Sisters got the most cut, they were asking for 5, and they ended up, they formed a board with themselves, and they recommended 2,500 for a little bit of lack of communications or performance. But they still have to cut out $9,764, and they really don't know where they're cut.
It was like,
That's about it.
this is the state block grant that they get?
Yes,
Okay.
Sheriff, Jack Laura is now, I didn't know it, but evidently the acting sheriff and the local sheriff, they served or didn't serve, and Jack was at this meeting, said he's gonna start being the representative. We had the chief of the police, Matchison, we had police from Leavenworth, and then we have now the sheriff from Matchison, and he used to be the sheriff from this. That's all I have.
So we have Terry on the agenda.
I'm not getting all that work yet because I think you and Eric seen this last meeting.
Yes, we
Remember?
Correct.
So that's all it was for.
We would like to send more bids, but we sent out 6 bid sheets and we got 1, so
So this came in the mail last week, this also, that was the load rating, the analysis, the geotechnical studies that were done prior on the same project. And that was on in January.
you just need to sign off so you can get a check.
And I think that's it, except Scott. They delivered the new grader Friday. He's got the paperwork.
Paperwork isn't anymore, the purchase order that you signed prior, but without the trade-in, you just sold it for more money than what we allowed. Good job. And then the rest is warranty, and then the guaranteed buyback.
So the total is really 13,200 plus the one.
Yes.
Let me ask you this, and you probably don't know, and I doubt Mark will know. The last couple of bridges that these people put up, I personally thought there should have been some guardrails put on. Matt said that was what the engineer said, but I also know that the engineer is the owner of Cornhusker. He's the son, so he's an engineer. And I think Commissioner Knoll thinks that there could be that one bridge out in his area that could use some guardrail too. So what I'm saying is, if we all think, and I think we're all on the same page, we just might as well start with this bridge right here and have that guardrail.
Now, earlier we was talking about, this is state bridge, well, is this one maybe would have it, or the other two didn't?
I doubt it does.
The guardrails, like, on the way wall?
Yes.
Yeah.
On the way walls.
I think the one, I've never seen the bridge that Commissioners know, but I went through the comments, looked at that, and to me, it just looks like if it had some guardrails on it, they can come off that road, it's a 20-foot drop off.
This is a state funding, so it's probably state specs.
Well, I know we have to pay it in full in order to get reimbursed.
We pay 10% of that.
Yeah.
But we still don't know if there's guardrails or not.
But that would have to meet state specs.
State spec, I'm saying
I
state
would think
specs.
so, yeah.
If the state
They
was,
should reimburse them.
if the state would reimburse us, that would have to be, so it's possible that this one could have it already.
I don't know.
And how good, you want to see that?
Maybe. I could decipher anything or not.
We're kind of jumping around the room, so I think it's papers.
What's that?
Paper.
Oh, I thought we were, I'm sorry, I saw Terry in the agenda, I didn't see him. Okay, let's.
Here was the bid, Friday, and then there was the trade-in. Ended up selling it for 30, so.
So you sign a document like just like this,
Yes.
and I just plugged in the serial number of the machine. What we also got a bid and what Matt asked for was a 5-year full machine warranty, no travel time or deductibles, okay? No, there's just a deductible, but no travel time to drive up here for 5 years. But then we gave you an additional 2 years of, full machine warranty. In case you keep it past the buyback period,
Okay,
you still have the machine under warranty.
I see.
So that's what it says down here at the bottom.
Now, was that in that first original price, or?
Yeah.
Okay.
He asked, I think he asked for additional.
Well, I think when Matt was going, maybe he thought that the 5-year, we would probably stretch that to 7 years or so. And I think that's your recommendation.
Yeah, because you got a higher buyback at 5.
Yeah.
This is gonna be a very, popular machine, but you got all-wheel drive, and you got the GD version, and everybody seems to be going this way. Jefferson County, they will expect Coffee and Max, to get, instead of having a virtually the same size machine, but higher horsepower, they're wanting a machine that's got all-wheel drive. So this all-wheel drive machine is about the same price as the 770 without four-wheel drive. So,
And you don't need that horsepower. Because you're not fighting it all the time. Not pushing your car.
this is keeping it, it's pulling it forward with the all-wheel drive. So what I need is the initials here for the warranty, and then an initial there, and there's one signature here and a signature there for delivery. And I'm Scott Williams.
Eric Knoll,
Eric, pleased to meet you.
nice to meet you.
I'm, was the lone bidder on motor grader a couple months ago.
Yeah. Everybody else was afraid of us.
That's afraid that you can.
Well, there's 2 bids coming up in Jefferson County and 2 in Miami County, and, it's so funny, 'cause we're bidding at 670 down there in Miami County, and they've had Cat 12Ms, and, Cat people told them, well, you gotta make John Deere bid the next size bigger, since they have a new Tier 504. Well, I demoed a 770 to them, and they said, this is bigger than a Cat 12M, and more horse, so we really don't need you to bid this 770. So someone went to the commissioners instead of the road department and said, why don't you just rebuild your 2 10-year-old Cats? We'll rebuild them for you, and recondition the engine, transmission, and now the whole road department's upset because they have in the budget for the graders, and somebody's mixed in the basket. Yeah, we'll get them. This is the description of the warranty. And then this is the standard 1-year warranty. That needs the date and the signature. So they're getting kind of upset because they can't always have their way, you know?
Dear Miss Tachi?
Deere makes Hitachi, and Hitachi makes some Deere products too. In America, we build Hitachi excavators.
Yeah, I've seen those.
And this is a full machine warranty.
we build, 100,000-pound excavators now here for Hitachi, and then they build John Deere's in Japan, with John Deere engines, I think over 100,000 pounds. And then there's the buyback agreement. Now, one thing, just so you know, because I explained this to Matt, is on our buyback, it's under warranty. The only thing is that at the end, if you sell it back for the price that we're willing to buy for, it's gotta have at least 80% rubber on it, on the tires. I mean, everything else can have broken glass, if there's a dent in some part of it, you'd have to fix it. We come up and inspect the machine and see if there's, anything that you might have done to it that you can fix yourself, or have us fix it.
Okay, when you come up to say, look at the old machine, you look at this one, or vice versa, and how much it costs?
Oh, absolutely. We don't charge you for inspections. I mean, put them in order for you. There you go.
One thing I say, we had a pretty dusty summer up there last year, we got some guys that probably used to do bands.
Well, I gotta bring more for the operators, but I got two flavors of this and two flavors of that.
If you want one, I'll give you one.
It's up to you guys, few weeks. I've got a few.
If they want them.
Oh, I'll get them some more hats, don't worry about that.
I'm waiting on pink.
And I got pink hats too.
Yeah, never touched
No, I, yeah, I'll bring up a dozen hats, to give the department and one pink one.
You want that one?
Oh, you can hand it to me, that's fine.
Okay, well,
That had that one.
thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
Appreciate your business.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, nice to meet you.
Next year, we're probably gonna skip a year for graders, because we got a dump truck and a spray, and then the following year, we'll probably be ready to come to it. And then we'll start the next couple of years, start the second one.
I believe you guys are doing very good for the county for getting some good quality equipment.
Well, here and then after, you can tell there, it's some pretty stuff.
There's some machines that's been around for a long time over there. The graders are the first, graders and trucks are the primary.
What do you think, what were you?
We delivered this one.
Oh, you already delivered it? Oh, okay.
The only thing I'm lacking for you is a spare tire
Okay.
and a rim. The rim is in, but the motor grader surprised me and came in about 3 weeks early.
Literally not.
And then,
You're probably wearing a mattress in another position, so Terry is kind of in charge, and then Mark is kind
Okay, yeah, I called him Friday. He says, I left that county Monday, so I'm out putting in tiling. I didn't know he was gonna leave so soon, but then the greater bit system, he ordered a second one of them, and, he said it had a terrible delivery. You know, it's, I don't know exactly where they're made, down south, east, but we have the bits, and we have the greater blade, but we don't have the frame.
Oh, for the snowplow.
No, well, that too, but the frame to hook the greater bits onto the lift group, so.
Mark, do you know how many hours we have on the first John Deere grader? Are we staying kind of within that, what we shoot for 700 hours a year?
I'm gonna say 32.
No.
And then
Well,
Greg, Switchers, does he have that? No. Oh, 3,200?
Huh? Surely not that many, is it?
Did you say 3,200?
I don't see it, fuel did. What, you had it a year?
You would have put 3,200 hours on it a year. Typically, it's about 1,200 hours a year, you know.
Because I think we was kind of talking with Matt, 700, 800 hours we thought would be about what we'd use, yes. Of course, we all realize when you got a brand new one, it's gonna get used more.
Talk to him,
Yeah, you may check on that or something.
You know, I don't know if Matt got hooked up to this or you, but, like this grader here that we're delivering, it's got 5 years of, John Deere Link, and so we can set you up. So, give you a password, and you get online and go to John Deere Link and type in your password, and you can pull up your 2 graders. And you can see how many hours is on them, how many hours they've been idled, how many hours they've been in first, second, third, up, all the way up. You can, it's an ultimate package, so you can see, how many gallons of fuel it's burning per hour, but it's pretty nifty. I mean, you can see if they've been riding hitching pedals, all the codes just come up, but, I will, get you hooked up with our John Deere Link guy in Kansas City, and he can walk it through you. I give him the serial number, he downloads it, and then gets you hooked up. And so you can monitor the machines and print off reports, on stuff like that, so. But we're giving it, the Cockle standard is 3 years, but we've been putting 5 years on it now. Just, that's, a lot of counties are rotating their graders in 5 years. Why not? So, if you want.
I mean, I think Matt has it.
Does he?
I think so.
Okay.
For the first one.
Well, we need to get a new password then for you. So you can break in the new guy.
Should we wait till we put somebody in place?
Well, Terry's good.
Well, Terry's still, but she's still active.
Yeah, so she can get on and,
She probably knows that.
I was gonna say, I haven't.
oh, okay, well, I still have our guy call you and walk you through it anyway.
Whatever you wanna do, if you remember, that's fine.
I'm gonna make the call when I drive out of here, so I don't forget. And the pink hat. And rim, yeah. The rim is in.
Okay.
And the frame sure something too, or
Yeah, there's a frame we have to make our snowplow RV blades work with.
Yeah, they're Balderson lift hooks. They're steel and part cast, and then you, configure them up to your linkage on your snowplow. Thank you.
Are you
Thank
heading
you.
out to the shop?
Yeah.
Kenny's out there,
Kenny.
the operator.
Kenny Joe, he'll be the operator. Kenny Joe.
Kenny Joe. Okay.
You're gonna walk them through it? Is it
Yeah.
that much different than the other machine?
Well,
It's still, we have to walk them through.
there's, it's got a automatic a slope control on it, and I don't know if you're ever been using it, but, you know, you can go, it's part of the GP version besides the pilot controls, but you can set your grade, you want a 3% slope or 4% slope, and once you punch it in automatic, you run one lever and the other one follows, exactly the same degree. So when they command it, they can just drive down the road and you cut the slope without having to guess. So, I'll show them when I get out there.
All right,
Thanks again.
Thank you.
Thanks.
That's a good question. How much training do they get? Yeah, how much training does an operator get on those
That's it.
newer graders? to run?
Yeah, I think he came up, I'm not sure, I wasn't in there as much then, as I am now. I think he came up and showed Kent, but I know Kent had a couple questions, so hopefully he'll get nothing.
He still has questions?
Yeah, he still has questions. So, and I think it might have been on that, what he was talking about, but it was very useful.
That's pretty nice. Did you see it, or?
I don't think it has any additional guardrails. There's a diagram here, it looks like of the final layout of the bridge, and so you're just showing the guardrail, and they're not showing any more there. That's the only thing that indicates on there.
Which one? Leroy?
I have their guidelines too, and that Michael King state is on the county's original.
Good.
So,
Maybe
that,
we're all wrong, it just trying to make most sense.
it has the guidelines for them.
What did you think, like, those two bridges that we're talking about, don't it look to you like it?
Well, I know that's something we've never done, or they've never done it,
Yeah.
they built, some bridges for us.
Right.
Yeah, I know on some of the state highways, they do have guardrails extended out.
If it would at least mirror the abutments, you know, come out as far as the abutment, 'cause
Mhm.
especially the one over Skoda, that's deep, I mean, if they.
Well, you see, that bridge is only 16 foot wide, the one east of the Skoda, the original,
Yeah, the north,
that's what makes it look worse,
yeah.
it's only 16 foot wide, so.
Basically the same bridge as the one at Cummings, except for it's deeper than the one at Cummings, but to me, they both look similar, fuse off to the side, or.
Yeah, so
Anybody
somebody,
would go off.
somebody got off course, it wouldn't be good. Yeah, I don't know what, if anybody's ever had anything set up like that, no.
You know, it'd be scary if a school bus came along there and got off the side and slid and went off.
Yeah.
Well, it's a 90-10 split, we all need to find out.
It's max of 160, you know, right?
Yeah, 57,
Yeah,
5.
we've got 13,200, we've got 13,200 in engineering costs too. Right?
Oh, I didn't know anything about the engineering costs.
Yeah, I just brought that up today.
But the state doesn't reimburse on the engineering, do they?
No, you're talking about the 80/20,
Do they?
that's a little bit different, I thought they were supposed to include engineering, that's what I'm trying to read through. It's a little bit different of a project than what we've done in the past.
So then they would pay 9% up to 160, and then over that we pay 100%, and from 160 down we pay 10%.
10%, total cost, preliminary engineering construction,
27,000 counties for cost.
up to.
This is a 24-foot wide bridge? I was thinking it was gonna be identical to the other one.
I think all the new bridge construction, total rebuilds have to be 24-foot wide. The one east of Muskota was a refurbished, so it wasn't
Okay.
total rebuild.
Are we, on another matter, are we pulling any rock out of the New Hampshire?
Oh, yeah.
Because we're allowed so many tons of rock. I don't know what else, but it's quite a bit.
Yeah, I mentioned Hammond, all out west and into town, yeah.
It's brown rock.
We got our chip seal rock from them last year, a lot of it, but Matt did say that they won't be making any of that till June, so we can't stockpile any till June.
I had a call on that road, I don't know what it is, going from up to Muskota, that they thought that the snow plows scraped all the rock off, but it was done last fall, and I got a feeling that was just the excess rock was on the side that just really hadn't fallen off.
Well, I don't know.
But it isn't, for just having done last fall,
Yeah,
this year doesn't look like it.
I don't know if Matt ever mentioned it to you guys, but our stuff didn't stick last year.
Yeah,
On all the roads.
I would never guess it was done last fall.
I talked with, had a conversation with, the representative from Vance Brothers, and he was saying, but oil, he indicated he thinks we're using the wrong type of oil. So that's,
Well, we went to a seminar a month ago, because Matt's still here, and we're using the same oil we've used for what? Ever since Matt took over,
I think that could be part of it.
the emulsion oil, and it's never been as bad as it was last year. So we're thinking our old oil truck, the gauges are off. If it's not putting out enough oil, then we've got the same problem. So, they showed us down at the seminar how to calibrate it manually. You shoot like 1,000 feet, and then you check your gauge, and you should be, you've got to use a little slide rule. And, if it's not putting out enough oil, then you should be able to tell it that way.
well, and the other reason why I said, he said something about the oil, there's one, I guess a lot of guys are using stuff with a polymer that takes a little bit longer to set up and therefore allows the chip to stick. I'm just going off of
Yeah, I think it's.
what they had relayed to me.
I think it's got polymer in it, but they always tell us they like the chipper right behind the oil truck, because you've only got like a minute and 15 seconds to get that rolled in and set, or it won't stick as well, which we've always got the chipper, the roller, going right behind the oil truck, so. Everything we did should have been right, but it didn't work.
I tell you what I've noticed, and I even asked Matt to come down, like when they did the Edwards Road out there was a pile of rock on the side of the road like that. And when Lebanon County does theirs, you can't find a hatful. Now, whether they're getting pressed anymore, or they're using less rock, I don't know.
Well, and a lot of it is
waste.
our old chippers in 1973. I run the chipper, and you can set that thing where it looks like it ought to be right in one spot, and another spot, it won't be putting enough on. It's just, the old doors are bowed, and it's open.
Well, maybe that's the reason, because it seems like on that there's almost like where your right tire would predominantly go, is a streak through there that's like a spinner, or, I didn't know if it was an oil problem, or if that was just from tire pressure, but it seemed like it's more so than in the center of the road.
Yeah, a lot of it's the old chipper, it doesn't put it out evenly, and
I think Matt was, I don't think I know, he was gonna put, if he was here, he was gonna put in his budget for a new sprayer truck
right.
and a dump truck.
Yeah, and I think he mentioned the old chipper before, he was gonna try to get it in there sometime, but, you can't do everything at once, but yeah, that thing, that's a lot of the rock problem, you can't ever get it set right, so you put a little extra on so you don't have the strips, or if you don't get enough on, it'll pick up on the tires, on the chipper and the trucks. So, you kinda have to put a little extra on the spots to compensate for that.
Is a chipper something that could be picked up, state surplus or somewhere that somebody was upgrading that?
I don't know if Matt ever looked, we had seen some catalogs before, but
I mean, it would have to be a significant upgrade before I'd be interested.
Oh.
You know, I'm not talking about buying more junk, but, you know,
He-
I'm
he-
realistic, but, you know,
He's never talked to, that I recall about Chipper, he did discuss it one time about a roller, but then I think he fixed it up one.
Well, yeah, our old flat roller that we use on asphalt, we had some problems with it last year, and we got by, so.
On this bridge, it doesn't list the specs by state, it goes off, it says specifically off the engineer's specs. So engineer specs are not calling for it, do we need to contact the engineer before we sign off on it?
What kind of, are we talking about drop off on this bridge? It doesn't say that.
like,
The estimation, yeah, how deep?
It's over 20 feet,
Oh, is it?
according to this.
Oh, it is, yeah.
But it's a wider bridge, I don't know if you'll see the drop off like you will in a narrower bridge. That's part of, you know, we're gonna have more severe abutment facing
Does
there.
anybody have any idea what that guardrail costs for 10, 15 minutes to try
Matt used to get some, I think he buys it from Husker Steel. I think, I'm not sure.
The railings.
So, yeah.
well, could we just put, you know, even give them a call and say, hey, what would it cost to have this
Just
guardrail?
say we have some concern with, the last couple of years, is that there's no guardrail, and your engineer doesn't recommend it, but just common sense says there should be something.
Well, they call it, is it oncoming guardrails or some specific term for it? Because guardrails, they're gonna, I think the guardrails are officially on the bridge, and I think these are attached.
I call them wind wall guardrails.
Something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The guy from Schwab,
The abutment.
he knew what they're called.
The abutments or the.
He said different policy, he said depends, there's a lot of variables.
Yeah, I don't
He said,
know
give a policy.
what the official term for them would be.
I believe in the.
Yeah.
It's called that, the abutment, so I think that to match the abutment.
Yeah, I agree with you there. Matt probably dealt with them, did you ever deal with, either one of you deal with this engineer from?
Chris,
That is,
Husker Steel, rep, yeah.
Oh, Chris.
okay. I would suggest that we probably get a price on those oncoming guardrails before you want to sign off on those.
Yeah, and even kind of find out maybe a price on another two bridges, what, you know, what they want.
They won't cut them up with it. Wouldn't they, just, we buy the stuff and we have to cut them up in house?
Well, that would be okay too, you know, I'm just, you kind of get an idea of
We
what
can install those.
Yeah, depending on what they come up with.
Just drive those
Yeah.
things and around and they go to.
Yeah, you gotta put, well, if you do the wood ones by state specs, you gotta drill the hole turn because they're made to snap. You know that, right?
We need to look at first.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like, those wing walls, so like whenever you hit your vehicle, they're made to clip, you're not made to,
break, they got,
if you look at it, they've got holes, they'll have holes.
Mhm.
They drill out, like, once they put the post in the ground, they attach the thing, they'll drill a big.
We need to get a little bit more information. I don't wanna spend unnecessary money, but to me, it just looks like
Sure.
there should be some kind of protection.
So, would you be able to contact him?
This is something that we could, if we did, we could wait another week, couldn't we?
Yeah, when he just left, I think that was written in October or September.
This one? Deadline September 15th. Second call January, projects awarded October.
I'll call him when he gets back.
Okay, so you got all these, both those back, I didn't tell you.
And we're gonna wait on the engineering, this has already been done.
We have to pay them. Check correctly, I know you gotta do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you wanna bring your repair list back up to that, do
Oh.
something.
Yeah, where's that at, Terry? Right there in the chair.
Probably charge some more to engineer than Yeah, you got it.
Here's some numbers.
Yeah, I entertain a motion to accept engineering costs in the amount of $13,200 with MRT Engineering.
Also, vote.
All in favor, signify by saying aye.
When Matt left last week, Terry, he said he was gonna look over it and make sure everything was right. Did he ever look over it or not? He told you, okay?
Look over this,
Yes.
pretty much just laid it on his desk and I can go.
Here's that laydown machine, some of the things. This is what they can see. It's basically rotors and track. Just, you know. They mentioned something about oil and radio.
Yeah, it was, I think this is build up of stuff off the road.
That's something to be power washed off.
Yeah, I think they already did that.
Yeah, they showed me, on the, there's supposed to be rubber tracks, I believe, and they're gonna go off, it's down the middle. And the one guy that operates it, I don't remember his name.
John Chalmers.
Okay, he said when it turns, you gotta watch, cause them tracks will go away, they'll pop and snap. It definitely needs some attention.
Yeah, if they have them come on.
I looked online to get one that's used, but in pretty good shape, you're right at $125. But then I see they got some figures down there too, that are cheap. I was looking at Canada,
I think Matt had actually found that used, was that picture still on there, the used one?
Mm-hmm.
It was 20,000 for a used one, 2 years older than what we've got. So, the whole thing was the cost of the repairs, so.
So, you're saying that he was saying that was not worth fixing up?
Something on that line.
Because you buy a whole machine.
Yeah, 'cause that machine was 65,000,
We bought it.
you know, too. So, brand new.
How many hours are on it now?
Even more.
I think. The hours on
Our machine was brand new, or this machine was brand new?
Ours?
ours,
Yours was brand
ours is brand new, in '02, 65,000. See, on the hours, it really doesn't have all that many hours, but a lot of miles, and it pushes the trucks, so I mean, it's got a lot of wear and tear on this, the drivetrain.
Do you have any idea what the value of our home is?
There's one Matt found, that one was a 99, wasn't it? I think it's on that paper.
Yeah, about 20,000.
So it may make sense to, instead of spending $22,000 on that, see what we get traded in and see what we could get. Of course, there again, you don't know what you're getting, but what you see on this other machine.
Yeah.
You know, the motor, this and transmission, everything. I think that guy said it was lacking a little bit because I didn't know it, but when they run that, evidently that must push the dump truck or
Yeah.
something. He said it takes quite a bit of power.
And if you're going downhill, you have to hold the brakes on the dump truck, to keep from moving away from the machine, so it uses a lot of power to do that too.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So I don't know what the right thing to do is. The one that haven't got it in the budget, there's funds available, I guess, through special machinery fund. Where did we put that last $31,000 from that road grant, special machinery fund?
I never got a check.
You never got a check? Matt told me the guy was getting a check the next day or two.
No, I thought he brought it up here, he was bringing it up here.
He might have given it to the treasurer's office, I didn't get it.
I was out there Monday, and Matt said they picked it up, and if the guy was gonna bring a check, either the next day or the next day up here for us. So then Tuesday or Wednesday of last week, he was supposed to have brought the money.
Well, you can't deposit it directly in special machinery, doesn't it have to be transferred out?
Yeah, I think that's what,
So,
Melvin
they're-
said.
Yeah, that's what Robert's.
Are you gonna use that part, are you gonna use some of that for your, did you have enough in your lead purchase to pay for this break?
For the what?
For the
We had
grader?
enough, we had enough for this purchase for the grader.
Did we?
Yeah.
It's a 5-year lease program. Yeah.
She's talking about this purchase we have.
Mm-hmm.
And the dump truck. the man did say, I said, well, how soon could we let the next person? He said, well, we gotta have the asphalt laid down 90 days before we do chip and seal, and we'd be getting close.
That's one thing they stressed at the Vance Brothers meeting, and so they like to have it down 90 days for the chip and seal on it, so the wall and the new asphalt has time to cure out.
So what do you think? We'll have to get a person in place, or get a little bit more detail, or go ahead and fix the old?
Because we can't use it, is that what everybody's telling me?
If the track,
Unusable.
if the track would come off with a load of asphalt in the bin, that's like 10 ton of asphalt in the bin. The only way to get it out is with a shovel. So, cause that bin actually, the floor, it tips up, and then your tracks and everything are right there. So it's gotta be empty to work on it, so it's one.
Do we have to lease the machine?
I'm not even sure which company they bought.
It'd be a lot cheaper and buying them, but it'd probably be pretty expensive.
Just ask.
Why don't we hold off on the parts and get a hold of somebody that maybe has good use of them and how much difference? Go from there.
Yeah, I didn't realize it was, I realized this is in that bad shape.
It looks a lot older than '02, of course, 13 years old.
Yeah, 13 years.
And the hard work. What's you two's opinion on it?
Yeah, I would say if you could find it, if you knew it was a good one, trade it in. See what they give you for trading on it.
Even if you had to pay 10,000 more than your parts, you'd probably have well advised.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Our stuff's pretty rough out there. It's just patch it up, you know, between, every time you move from road to road, you guys bring it in, patch it up, put it back on.
Yeah, this thing already came up, this is the first I've heard of this machine being this bad shape, so.
Well, I think Matt was more greater dump truck. He'd want to get those, and he'd never mention it to us at all.
We just did a lease purchase, if we would have known about this, we could have done something.
There's some other things, you know, even besides this, like the chipper and stuff, it just, try to cripple by with one, get to the next year.
The old truck wasn't gonna be a
Yeah, I know, he had mentioned that, it's
The
an
old
old
truck and dump truck, so we was gonna skip a year on the road. He said something, last Monday about 2 dump trucks. I said, oh, you're pushing it, man. We get an old truck and one more dump truck, that's pretty good for next year.
Yeah, a lot of money.
That's what I would say, I don't even know where you start, you know, who you get a hold of, maybe give Matt a call, say, you know, commissioners, it was 22,000 roughly.
We can call in, there's a couple counties around us, you can probably see what, depending on the other person, how you read something.
Yeah, and some of the companies like Vance Brothers,
Yeah, they probably know.
they would know, or Van Kemple, they deal with a lot of that kind of equipment.
Yeah, you're right.
That's all in.
That's where we rent that project out in Edwards Road, is that where we're running that,
Yeah.
that tear it up, or what is it? Yeah,
Yeah, the grinder machine.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what see where we're at, as far as trading, if it's too much, then, yeah, fix it.
I would agree with that. I didn't even know that
They
this
don't,
was,
they're not promising that
Yeah.
I didn't even know that this was that bad shape, but it was,
yeah, that's the best. Yeah, I would take this back and hold off on them, and see if you can come up with some figures, maybe even have to call Matt some evening and say who to contact, or maybe there's somebody, or call the county.
I know Van Kemple would be one of them, because they deal in chippers, lay down machines, and I think they do a little bit of everything. Yeah.
I think so. We're still trying to get applicants to, you know, to get in, so.
So we're probably gonna have to extend it, because we, as of today, we have two or three, or two, we have two.
Two applicants, so.
So we're gonna push it to May 1.
May first.
That is gonna push you out on that.
I did bring an application
Okay.
and submitted.
Oh, today?
Not mine.
Today?
Yes, I
So
did.
everything.
Okay. Well, that's
I gave
three.
it to Jamie.
Okay, so we have three now.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Carrie.
Push that in.
Your whole stack of stuff.
Yeah. Might take something, something.
Nah,
Yeah.
I'm used to it. Good to go.
He's gonna be back.
Okay, I should be able to.
This one.
I get a copy so she knows who it's paying.
Got off the sign off from this one.
You don't have to, no.
Can't be starting yet.
I think she's starting to get miserable. She says she isn't, I think she is.
If she starts wanting to clean that full courthouse, that's a sign.
I will.
They call it what, nesting or whatever they call it.
I think she has like 2 weeks left.
I believe it was the 27th, 28th, something. But they could come anytime.
Mm-hmm. She said she was gonna look until she seen it, so.
Like these AISP,
It's for, community corrections.
oh, okay, that's corrections. Right.
And
And
it
this
looks,
is,
it looks for community corrections as well, 210, 211, 212.
okay,
But I'm not for sure what exactly,
let's see,
do you guys know?
One's adult, one's
juvenile.
Juvenile and one.
That's old intake. We're talking about AISP and JV.
And then JISP, we're doing
juvenile
CMS.
adult, and the CMA is
Court, supervision or,
something like that.
yeah, court managed.
Yeah.
Right, okay. See, I'm not familiar with these terms, so that's, pardon me.
No, sorry.
Just cookies and sugar, that's for government day.
Mhm.
I'm in a meeting back, and I'll call you back later. All right, bye. We got 2 minutes, right?
Yeah, just lower it right here, so.
When we look through these, if you see anything that jumps out, you would tell us. wouldn't you?
Yeah.
That's already gone, and it's, that much difference, that's I called in to George Pruitt, and left a message on the machine that he had the winning bid on that table, and he would get it picked up ASAP.
Yeah, he paid us.
He's supposed
I
to have
haven't
it,
been down, I haven't been downstairs and put on.
No, the table's still there.
he's supposed to have it out by Friday, so. I left a message on his machine for him, so.
I'm more concerned about him getting it out of there than paying.
Yeah, he
he's gonna pay
paid,
for it.
he paid last week sometime. So
Is
that-
this the table or that big thing?
Table.
The big one.
Oh, but you said that big one.
That big table.
Irene just gave it something.
I was just down there this
She bought
morning.
the bookcase and she was gonna get it out this weekend.
Sounds like the books.
I think the bookcase is gone.
Huh?
I thought the bookcase was gone. I don't remember seeing that this morning.
It
The one
might be.
similar to this.
She said she was gonna give it this weekend.
I didn't notice it when the table was still there.
Supposedly they're setting up bids on the law library books. We're still down there, but supposedly the judges suggested putting it out for bid. I don't know what their process is, but they've been pulled it around.
I didn't have anything to do with that.
Yeah.
They'll do that, won't they?
Yeah, we got these two.
No.
That is initial.
I'll have a hold on that, hand them over, so.
Signed up electronic.
We got a huge box from you today.
I thought I signed up on electronic and online.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you. Yeah, we still have this, electronic office systems for the court recorder. So Don has a bid in the amount of $5,985. I guess, second bid, you wanna call it?
There's three, but one of them I didn't even consider. The ESS is the one that we did. Was there some concern about the service contract on this? It was $248 a year after the first year.
Yeah, I think there were two of them,
Yeah, here's the.
two extra.
This shows travel installation, training and system, $630, maintenance of 1 year after warranty expires. It shows $240 per year support. Oh, that's not included on here.
No, that's.
5985. I think, I did get ahold of Wes, I think he said he has reviewed this one. That said it was good for approval. So, they all look about the same, but they're all,
Yeah.
oh, that is, okay.
I think it's as good as we're gonna probably get.
Yeah. There's a first discussion, entertain a motion to approve the purchase of the FTR Touch electronic reporter deck and EMX 8 mixer in $5,985 from Electronic Office Systems.
That's so good, Mr. Chairman.
And I'll second that.
All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Just gonna do all attached to each other. You'll let,
Yeah.
approve of that, okay?
And, Effingham sent their interlocal agreement.
Thank you.
So here's, I guess this is their resolution, and here's the local agreement.
Do you need this?
And then here's, this is the paper that Mary brought, that shows the total for the district extension council.
Oh, okay.
You do?
What's this? It's in a bit. So it's worse than me.
You need a different number here, or did they just up your amount?
No. The other one I'm sure probably be spotted.
And, are any going to your May conference, and do you need,
That is a good question. I just had that.
You don't have nothing for rooms up there, have you?
no, 'cause I don't get anything in the mail, so I never,
I'm probably not gonna,
It's down in Wichita, it's May
8th,
5th through 7th, May 5th through 7th.
that's not too hard.
Mm-hmm.
What's that Saturday night, is that on a Saturday night?
this is, Tuesday.
Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, according to those.
I wonder why they have it on Tuesday.
They're down in Wichita too. You think I said, yeah, you're gonna take.
I hate to schedule anything, you know, anywhere in days.
Yeah, I'll be hopefully planting or something.
Let me look at my calendar. Do you have rooms reserved for that? That was, you had,
No,
you
I have rooms reserved for the November one.
where's the November one at this year? You're always in Wichita.
This is on.
It's not that bad, drive, it should, yeah, I mean, like, it seems like almost every single one.
Oh, okay. Okay, now we got it, okay. Okay, that's all. Thanks. That was Terry, and she said that she got the $32,000 check in the mail today.
Oh, for the grader?
So they mailed it, they didn't print it.
Okay. Yeah, because we have to deposit that into the road and bridge. General.
I think that was one of the things we got rid of on an audit.
Then you transfer it to that fund. You can't just put the money directly into that fund.
I'll take your word for it.
We should use that money to fix it up or replace it or something else.
Yeah.
You know, we have one here like that, we still don't get $200.
Yeah.
If we gotta have it, we gotta have it.
I didn't realize that machinery, that's the first time I heard about it.
Well, I'll tell you what, it is, I am sure that road that's really going to stay, but it hasn't done asphalt.
You know, I was on it just part way, I mean, I didn't notice the road seemingly in bad shape, but I did see all the gravel to the side. I mean,
A lot of gravel on the side, a lot of like, it was patched.
Well, and I was gonna argue with them, but the thing that, Vance Brothers, when I talked with them as well as Leavenworth County, they're both synonymous, they said with either Haydite or Rinse Rock, they said that you need additional time before it sets up, so what they're putting down sets up really fast, you heard them. They said the polymer takes a little bit longer for it to dry, so it adheres to more, and allows more to stick. Some about positive and negative charge, I'm not a chemist, but they both, I talked to them each separately, not together, they both were pretty consistent on their explanation across the board, and that's why I started asking Matt, like, well, why don't we go to this stuff with polymer, and you have to clean stuff out, if you have 2 different oils, and, so that, we talked maybe next year, doing something different with that.
Well, we all know the things we did 20 years ago, we're standing out there now, it's a lot better.
And I don't know what the rotation is for for shipping and sealing this year, maybe something.
That's what, I even got static, because somebody on, I guess, county started patching the first 2 miles already, put some patching in holes that they done that last year south of the waterfront. And then there was some stretches, it was like they've done several in a row, then there was some next to it that they didn't, and they go, do they only have money enough to do every other pothole? So, that's the static I'm getting already on that. But it would make sense now, yeah, on the first 2 miles.
You mean, they were,
I haven't heard any complaints about that.
That road? The one that they just redid.
You just redid, and that's where when I was talking to Mark there, I said, there's a streak in there about where your right tire would go, on either north or southbound lane. It's about this far in from the edge of the road, that's where these skips are, and where it's cutting through already.
That was Haydite too.
Yeah, but I think it's the oil. I think the oil is what's causing us a lot of problems.
But what Mark said almost made sense, because he said that you're not getting an even amount of rock on there, and that old machine has a light spot in there. If that would be where that spot wasn't getting enough rock, it would almost make sense, because it's so exact that there's that streak. It's not in where your left wheel would go, it's where your right wheel
And
is.
then on the other hand, what you're saying could be right, because why is it good there? That's because the cars pressed it in, and the other didn't get pressed in, or didn't get to the Greek oil, and that's what's rock goes this side. So it could be either one.
There's some spots down River Road too, but probably.
I haven't been up there one.
Yeah.
They were doing that.
There were spots, and
Yeah, for just doing these roads, and a year or 2, they don't look like that. I mean, something's gotta change.
Now,
Spending that kind of money.
the rest of the road seems solid, and it's not deep potholes. It's
Yeah.
just like the veneer is almost coming off of that strip through there. So it could be a
Yeah.
combination of several things.
So, okay, the one thing that I've heard, like, if you're gonna do chip and seal, the ideal thing is to put down base and asphalt over it. That's the idea when you start a new section of road. If you don't, you're supposed to do 2 applications of chip and seal. I'm pretty sure there's only 1. I know River Road is only 1, so that could be an issue with that too.
Yeah.
Which would make sense, you'd have to do 2.
The equipment may have something to do with it, but I don't think that's the.
I think it's the application process,
I
but.
think it's the oil and just how we do it.
I'll check out my schedule, Pauline, before I commit to this and see what, I might be able to go to part of it. And then we need to come up with, do we need to have Pat look at this resolution, or we just need to?
well, the resolution, Effingham already signed,
Yeah.
interlocal agreement, I assume Pat's the one that made the interlocal agreement.
Yes, they already had,
He's gonna need to come back. to
Here's
this.
the interlocal agreement that CD's having to sign either. Right.
by us, yes.
If you look at it.
So should
But
we
this
keep
is
those-
Kieran,
Should we keep these all together, wait for Pat?
I have Kieran and Lancaster, I think Thomas, but
Yeah, like, who negotiates the new contract when we start this process? Does that,
It's basically the city of Madison says what they'll give, and we just kind of pass it, instead of, or to
generated by Pat, directed by us, or does it come through the solid waste committee, or? That's what,
A little bit of all three.
okay, it's a consensus then, and then, okay, just so I know how that's developed.
Solid waste come up with a recommendation, and we'll tweak it a little bit, and we'll see.
Wednesday before, I had my joint communications, I had time, so I stopped at the solid waste facility here, and I talked with Chase and with Stacy, and I had never been to the facility. That worked out pretty good, that little FEMA trailer up there is an office, maybe a nice office for them.
Just set everything loose.
Yeah,
Yeah, we're gonna have to get these signed, because it's gonna be not too long, we're gonna be talking about budget time, Heather.
Probably you should be getting that out now.
well, that's, I've been bringing
No,
this,
you're a month or less, and you're gonna start talking about budgets.
yeah, and that's what I figured in May was when I was going to do that. If I need to get on sooner, I figured it, I'd have to be going, like the Effingham, their first meeting will be the 6th of May, and I was kind of wanting to have something to take to them. And that's one thing that I was talking with Chase about is out there Wednesday is, I would like to have something, some facts and figures, so when I go to like Effingham and say, they're paying X amount in tipping fees, and, just so I'm not saying, well, they're paying a lot in tipping fees, well, I don't have nothing to document it.
I think the tipping fee was around 58%, or they were paying 41%, or giving us 41% on sales tax. Now, we're basically getting 58%, because the rural people are not paying tipping fee.
Well, see, I need to have something that I can show them,
Yeah.
and not just be bringing a number off the top of my head. So hopefully Chase will be getting,
You better get a hold of Chase and tell him what you're wanting.
I did, Wednesday, I told him that Wednesday.
I would remind him a couple days before your meeting, to make sure he gets it.
Okay, well, I figured that, he'd be back up here. I told him, I said, the next time you come up here, maybe you could have.
I know she's coming for less on this one.
That he wants.
He's coming for less on this one, but I guess he has nothing coming for us.
Good passion.
Oh, really?
He said he'd be back at 2:30.
I'm early.
Yeah, I'll try to get back a hold of him. But, are you on solid waste committee?
Yes, yeah, should have a meeting coming up here pretty quick. We haven't had one, January.
See, he even brought up last week there that, about, you may have to have one sooner if the new, or the agreement with the new owners, Waste Management, if they skip out on the contract, what you do. I wouldn't even mind going to that meeting too, if I know when that is for the next meeting.
Yeah, we haven't had, I haven't seen a set date.
Yeah,
That quarterly meeting, so we should have one up pretty quick. Yeah, I think they said either, April or May was gonna be the next scheduled, meeting.
Okay.
I haven't seen a date or any emails on it.
Well, if we want to get on these interlocal agreements, that's kind of, I hope.
We need to get those all signed, so, because it's budget time, right here.
Yeah, needs to be at least presented in May to these.
Yeah, you're right.
There's this article in the district. It is interesting, their population relative to what they fund, extension council, versus what our population is relative to what we fund.
So there wasn't any votes for the Huron City, any extra. So I have 3 people that are registered that have 1 vote each. So by statute, it says that the canvassers shall determine it by lot, but we also have to give reasonable notice to people of the final place. To do it, either by lot, by card, by picking a room that they had or something.
So 3 people tied. How many seats were up?
5, nobody filed. And he said he was gonna be gone next week,
Yes, that is.
and I'm gonna be gone the week of the 28th. He suggested the 6th, but that seems not going on,
May 6th.
Why don't you just write the names, put them in the hat, and somebody pick out 3 names.
Well, I think.
Well, I mean, I was
think we have
wondering,
to do that.
Well,
I was wondering, I mean, you can probably do those.
I got the hat. Any money more, all the other.
I don't know if Pat, I mean, I guess something we can discuss when Pat gets here. I
Nobody
probably,
did that to 2:30, but.
I
They
probably
should be
have to
here.
be here, I mean, let us do it, and all you're doing is put names in a hat and so on. Do it like those before,
So-
then you've got 3 people on, and.
We have to give notice before we draw the names or after?
Yeah, you gotta give them sufficient, reasonable notice.
So that's something you can do today.
You can do it next week, I don't know if Pat has to be here or not. Good night, good morning.
Yeah.
Chance not even get home.
No. No.
What to do?
They gave some indirect quotes from commissioners, Aston County commissioners. You're okay. You have anything for us before?
Yeah, we're,
Okay. How long have we, 30 minutes?
that'll be enough, yeah.
Okay. Entertain a motion to go into executive session, attorney-client privilege with commissioners, Peggy House, senior village administrator, and county councilor Patrick Henderson. 30 minutes, so we would be finishing at 3:05? Yes.
Also,
I'll second it.
Motion and second, all in favor, signify by saying aye. Aye. 3-0.